Hey, my name is Jason. I'm a registered polysomnographic technologist as well as a registered sleep technologist. And I just wanted to talk to you about sleep paralysis, whether it's that or something paranormal in your sleep attacking you. I didn't really have much, or I don't really have much actual information to share with you other than my own personal experience with it. And hopefully I can get some other people's take on it as well. Um, So basically what sleep paralysis is, if you haven't experienced it, is you wake out of sleep and you can't move at all. You typically have a feeling that there's something in the room with you, and usually you feel like it has an evil, an evil presence to it. And what was the other thing? Oh, you have a difficult time breathing. You'll typically be on your back. And that's pretty much it. It can last anywhere from 5 minutes to, I've heard, as long as an hour. I'm sorry, it can last anywhere from a minute up to about an hour. Oftentimes people will report, that they're being raped by a ghost, a demon's holding them down, it's an alien abduction, things of that nature. So that's the gist of what sleep paralysis is. What the theory is that when you wake up, you're actually having a hard time transitioning from REM sleep, where you're dreaming, to wakefulness. And so the breathing difficulties that you'd be experiencing during this time of wake, which would make you think something is on your chest or making you have a hard time to breathe, that's just the normal breathing pattern of REM sleep that we would see during an all-night polysomnogram. The other thing is, you're basically in REM sleep, but while awake, and so your mind is conjuring up all kinds of things that would explain the situation of you not being able to move. So the primal part of your brain is saying, let's invent something so that this all makes sense. And so, what else would be holding you down? Well, something evil. So that's what we make up in our heads. Now keep in mind, this isn't me saying this is the theory out there. I just want to be clear with that. So let's back it up a little bit. What are some of the causes of this? What do people notice before they have these periods of sleep paralysis? One is lack of sleep. Another is sleep schedule changes. So if you're, maybe switching from night shift to day shift a lot, if you've just changed, your schedule, your sleep schedule, instead of going to bed at 11, or instead of going to bed at like 8, you're going to bed at 11, things like that. Sleeping on your back a lot is also highly correlated with it. Oftentimes people don't wake up on their side and have sleep paralysis. They'll wake up on their back and have this period of sleep paralysis. And then the other is stress. So let me again back up. So here is my experience, and honestly, God scared the crap out of me. So I was driving. I drove all day for probably 9 to 10 hours, and I'd worked all day the day before, so there's lack of sleep. As far as the sleep schedule changed, I went to bed a lot later than normal. Did I have stress? Well, this vacation, I was with my 2 small children, my wife, and my mother-in-law was in the passenger seat on the entire ride. So that was stressful. And she was listening to country the entire way. Stressful. Also, when I woke up, I did so on my back. So pretty much all the things that possibly could have happened. So if I were to argue the flip side of it, argue against the science side of it, when I was taking bags up, this was a rental house. It was a fairly new build, but in an old area of an old town. I would swear I heard my name called twice as I was taking bags up to the rooms. Also got a really weird feeling. I'm not someone that believes in ghosts or demons or anything like that, but on this particular day, I did because I was getting freaked out. I also felt all kinds of those things like cold spots that, you hear people report that are into the ghost hunting thing. So I had these cold spots in this one particular area that I kept looking at and I was really freaked out by. And I heard my name called a couple times. That was pretty much it as far as that goes. I asked my wife if she'd called my name, but she said she didn't. So that freaked me out even more. So anyway, so the very first night we were there, I went to sleep no problem. and I kept waking up, like all the time. And finally, I think it was around 3:30 or so, I just had a huge jolt. Like I felt like I got almost electrocuted. I was on my back and then jolted and couldn't move a muscle except for my eyes. I could look, and the only reason I know that my sleep paralysis lasted for 5 minutes is because I could just barely make out my clock, or the clock, to my left hand side. So I was trying to hit my wife. I definitely felt like there was an evil presence in the room. I thought I saw a shadow at one point, and I was breathing heavily, and I was really starting to freak myself out. And then finally I was like, man, just chill out. Everything's fine. This is just sleep paralysis. I still couldn't get my breathing under control because it was extremely hard to breathe. I felt like I was fighting for every breath, which kind of freaked me out a little more. But I calmed down and just laid there and took it like a champ until I finally just tried to relax. I stopped fighting it, and then, like I said, after 5 minutes, I snapped out of it, and then I broke into an absolute cold sweat. I was freaked out for the next probably 2 to 3 days. But all those, going back to the science side, I could say, well, everything experienced is normal of what you would expect of sleep paralysis. But then playing the other side, I didn't know if I was just trying to make sense of all this stuff. And, at the time, I really, really thought I was being attacked by a demon. I swear to you. I told my wife that. She told me to shut up because, we had to sleep in the same room for 6 more nights. And so she was like, I don't want to hear anything about it. Anyway, if, just to let you know that that's out there. Whether you believe sleep paralysis is actually a sleep condition, or if you believe that it is some kind of a ghost or demon or something, I don't know. Who am I to say? I have no idea. I know that when I was in it and I was in the moment, it was certainly real to me. But I just wanted to offer up a couple explanations for it. Anyway, if you have any problems with this, and you do this more than once, I only had this happen one night and that was it. Definitely seek the advice of a sleep specialist. They're going to know how to treat it. They're going to be able to explain it to you a lot better than I am. Frankly, it's out of my realm, even though I am in the sleep disorders field. I just thought it was an interesting topic.